Greetings, 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 peace and love, greetings, greetings, greetings. I feel compelled to share with you these messages that I am receiving. No, but give honor to the ancestors known and unknown. What else? Yeah, to creator source. I just wanna let you know. Okay, but anywho, I take my little nightly walks. By the way, if the music that you're hearing, I love classical music. I love the connection I have with classical music and what do you call it? The orchestras. Oh my goodness. I guess I'm gonna make this video about like a little bit of confessions. I'm gonna share a little bit about myself. I feel like anybody that is in any type of artistry or expresses himself is like on the edge of like a mad scientist and then like this genius in a way. The mad scientist is like the dark aspect. And then the genius is like this, it's like the light aspect in a way. So that being said, I love classical music. I love live music. So, because it's something energetically, the frequency to where music is something that, for you that do not know, it's something that energy, that vibration cannot be stopped in a way, or it automatically just has some type of effect. That's why certain music that we listen to can have an effect on how what type of frequency or vibration or where we are, have some type of effect on our expression, physical expression per se. So that being said, what was I was going on my walk, and another thing came to me. It's like Spirit was telling me, like, let me share this with all of you, whomever. Look, do everything this lifetime. Yes, I'm going to say it to you again. Do everything that you want to do this lifetime. This is what the ancestors are saying. If anything that's guaranteed, we know that it's death, or a physical death per se, but it's a continuance of life. But Spirit is like, the Creator is like, you are here to live out your ancestral, lineage. You're here to live it out in the most abundant, prosperous way. The most, fun way possible, however that comes, in the most expressive way. And like, I was walking, I was like, wow. From all of what we've experienced, or what all of our experience upon my life, I allowed myself to not allow certain things to cloud my mind anymore. Now to receive this clarity to where I can breathe. And for those that are experiencing some type of mental, cloudiness or whatever it is in your mind, I would suggest going out in nature. If there's anything, and this is more about from when I was younger, I will always find myself out in nature doing something. I will always find myself, it's like I knew I was not of this world. Or I knew that I just had some type of a deeper connection with nature. Because nature always reminded me of how everything in nature was you see the regeneration of life, how we're all part of this process. And one thing I used to do when I was younger, I would always be in this backyard and I would always be playing with anthills. I never wondered why the fuck I was doing this. But I would always like try to see, you know how we're young, we're like, the queen is at the bottom, you got to find the queen. But I will always find myself trying to learn more. I always knew that there was more. It was more than just this experience. It was more than just experience these hardships or, you know, these things. Nature or going outside or being in nature was my way of escaping the reality and the pain and the traumatic experience of being at home. For instance, that it would be my way of avoiding all conflict, you know, with parents, or avoiding anything that will disrupt my peace. See, nature, you know, would bring me that would just bring me back neutral and balanced with everything. I didn't even care really about to be around nobody unless I, you know, really wanted to. You know, even when I was younger, I realized I didn't even like people that much when I was younger. It was like, man, I don't know, with me, I just know I was an old soul. I didn't really like a lot of people. I always felt like I was at this different frequency and higher frequency than my parents. I always felt that I was older than them. So, like, I will always be drawn or connected to trees, water, learning about, you know, my sign, and learning about, you know, astrological things, and gaining more knowledge of certain things. I would realize, like, why it brought me to this place of, you know, this serene place of, you know, this serenity, this peaceful place. So that's one thing I would share with anyone in these moments. Spirit wanted me to share with you, like, to the sisters, like, get your kids up one day, just go out and go out in nature, just take a, you know, road trip somewhere. Some places, I'm telling you, a lot of stuff is right in the backyard. I learned that when I was in California, yo. If even in some of those places, I will find something. I would go to the highest hill. I don't care if I had to walk or if I had to bike. I will always find myself exploring. I always found myself exploring. And then a part of what that helped me with was learning how there was more to life. It changed my perception on everything. It even expanded my vision on art, and it even expanded my awareness on life and how others live. So nature, like, get your kids, you know, camping is always a great experience. But if you don't have to, I tell people, like, if you don't have to, you don't have to use phones. I get we want to take pictures, but it's something about nature that just being, I remember having an experience where one of the, it's like my soul brothers, and he visited Cali one day, and man, we were at the I've had multiple experiences going to the Golden Gate Bridge, but man, we had this moment. Let me tell you, this other soul sister I know, we all went to this. If you haven't, or one place I'll share with you, going to the redwood trees that's in, I forgot what part, but you can Google it. But we went to the Golden Gate Bridge, soul brother of mine and a soul sister. There is a beach located behind the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a tunnel you go through, and let me tell you, some of the y'all got to live. If I can encourage you, man, please just make as most memories as you can. If anything has taught or shown us, enlightened us in any way upon our journey, it's the importance of, if we reflect on how far we come, and then we still reflect on, you know, we're reminded of, you know, these experiences that we're not really proud of. Okay, now is the moment to make beautiful memories with people. Even if it's a solo trip with yourself. Just create memories with yourself, with your kids. Take pictures, create little things, do simple things, create, paint, just something to where it's about your legacy. And see, the moment that we had out there was just so amazing, how there was a bridge that crossed over into this beach. And what was so amazing about it is that the water, there was a river or some type of lake or something. Basically, there was a connection to where the river would run, and up under the bridge, there was a bridge there. So off into this side, you can see the ocean. So somehow that water connected to where the ocean is, the currents are coming this way. And as we're crossing the bridge, that water is also coming from this place and connecting with the ocean. And I'm like, wow. And so then when we look off, I don't know, what was it? It was like, man, we was in like two worlds at one time. When we're walking across this bridge, you can see the moon on this side, the sun on this side. And I was like, bro, are y'all seeing this? And it's something that a phone cannot put into perspective. Like, no. This is why I share with y'all. Like, you can get your perception of me however it is, and we can get our perception, and it's easy for us to judge and get our emotions, all tangled up just for what we see on YouTube or social medias, and it's easy for us to judge behind the screen. But when it's authentic and it's coming from the heart, you can feel what someone's saying. And see, we have to remember this, that a lot of people don't want their illusions, or they don't know what, when you're expressing and coming from the heart, that shatters people's illusions of what their idea of how they should live. I don't need to convince you of anything. If anything that I want to share, it's, again, we're here to create a more beautiful experience, because we have memories that's programmed subconsciously. So we're healing and letting go of the old and also programming the new. And by doing that, in those moments, a phone can only do so much. Everything has its purpose, but I'm sharing with you, it's certain moments that it's meant for a phone not to be there. Because as I say with my art, you can see the art, but you won't really know the dimensions of how it is, how you don't even know how tall I am, how big I am in person. You only know me from a screen. So I say that to say this, is that let's take a moment to rest, reflect, and then when we're coming into the spring or coming into these new timelines and paradigm, let's focus on creating memories. Memories that, again, money cannot buy. For those that you may have, there's a interview, I feel like it was Jackie Chan or somebody, and the guy asked him what advice or whatever, what would you share with people? He said, travel, because your money, travel because your money will always return. And basically, it's like, create memories now. Everybody's not sitting in the house doing this whole, phase throughout life. But even so, going out, meditating or learning, just going out and being in nature, just simple things, man. I'm telling you, there's no amount of money, bro. No amount of money that could ever amount to the memories that I've created. Like, priceless. Those that really have experienced things with me, or certain things that we've done, and this is upon my journey, like, I'm doing everything, whether it's with or without money. And one thing I'm sure that we're all learning during these moments is that money cannot buy happiness or love. Choose those friends that will go with you, or those people that can reciprocate your energy with you, even not even having certain things. You know, those are the most beautiful moments. Like, how can we be of service to people? If we have this or if we don't, how still can we be of service to others? Man, I'm telling look, I share more memories with y'all. Even with moments where I reflect on even how I made the most beautiful experiences, even living inside of a car at the moment, and you know, just choosing to even though things wasn't as I wanted them to be, Spirit was still showing me that you still can make the best out of any experience. Whether I'm living in a shelter, whether I'm here, it's what you make out of it. And then, like, there was even moments where I realized I was doing things that only the person I was with at the time knew of. And then even in that moment, we still made the best out of it. There was moments, man, I was in Colorado, which was so beautiful, is where, again, things happen in life, and then, you know, you have to make the best out of everything. Being in a shelter, then I realized, like, it were certain moments where I had to, you know, partner and I, who I was with, we had to try to make the best out of everything. But we were creating memories. I was still creating art. She was still creating, I think at that moment, creating a book. And I had not even realized that a part of that process, me creating art, that same artwork would be on the cover of her book. And then we were like, during these moments, we were traveling. Like, man, let me tell you something. I've traveled from all the way from Oakland, California to North Carolina, which is from all the way from, some know as west to east, all the way up to Niagara Falls, which is upstate New York, which is like Buffalo, which is Canada. Came all the way down to Florida. I went like through the bottom, and then look through all this process. Like, I was like, bro, we was in Airbnbs. Some nights we stayed in the car, or some nights it was just creating so many memorable moments. And now when I sit back and I look at this shit to where I'm at now, I'm so grateful, because had I not experienced these things and looked at it from, you know, realizing that even at when it seems like our lowest, we're really at our highest, or doing everything to stay neutral. I was walking a minute ago and I was like, yo, I remember the time I was in Colorado and we met these people in a shelter, and then they told us about this church, or, you know, this place that they serve free breakfast. And the thing about that is that when we're traveling through there, going to these places, we're seeing like beautiful homes, and then we're also seeing where the ancestors used to live in the hills, in these caves. Then we're traveling up through the river, the Colorado River, and going through these places and seeing like just things that I can only share, like put into words. Then swimming in the water, like in the river. I got in the river. Like, I'm talking about creating memories to where I was meditating. Certain nights that we didn't, I think this was before or after, we didn't like want to go to the shelter. It was certain nights, like there was moments where stargazing is one of the most amazing things. We were up in these hills, and I realized like a lot of people were doing this. They were going to certain places where you can park on the riverside and see the water come down. And there were places where you can literally go out, come out, get outside of the car, and you can see, I mean, y'all see certain stars out here. And that's due to even a simple light down the road. But when I say it's the only, you can see all galaxies. You can see so many things when you're just out there and it's just dark. And you look up and you can really see the pink, or like the purple, or the different hues that's actually out there in the galaxy. and you're like, yo, this is what they talk about, the Milky Way or whatever name they want to call it. And then again, it's like you're hearing the water as you're, you know, chilling, and it's at night. And then just, it's just, man, I'm telling you, something I couldn't put into words. You're seeing animals like, we saw black bears. That was my first experience of seeing white buffalo, like calves. And so, and then you're realizing on your journey, you're connecting with people, and you're making memories. You're learning, you know, through this whole process of, man, I can focus so much on, you know, my life not getting better, but really Spirit is showing you something. You're creating something that, again, is for a lifetime and for lifetimes to come and generations. And so the book that I was speaking about, if you're ever interested, is called The Divine Feminine Psyche. You can look that up, and it's by Leah, L-I-Y-A, Leon. And I'll put it in the description, like the title of the book. But the thing about that is that had we not gone through certain relationships or certain experience, one thing I was realizing how Spirit always showed me the importance of nature. And that was the importance of what my ancestral lineage and knowledge and wisdom that was being gained. And I was realizing, you know, even through experience where meeting people in those shelters, man, I was meeting people that, again, a lot of people think we have this assumption of what we see or what's perceived on TV while certain people are in places. No, like, let me tell you something. I was meeting people that it wasn't that they were on drugs. It's how certain people got to even shelters. I met a guy that was traveling through. You had people that were from other countries that have moved certain places. Certain things didn't work out for them, so they had to go to a shelter. Met one guy that he was traveling through, and he got pulled over. And this is one thing that I don't know if a lot of people know that's common, but those that do travel, this is one thing that happens. When you're traveling through with a tag that's from out of state or something, that in a way is like a target for whatever state police that's there. And I had an experience like that to where I was pulled over, and then I had to stay like a night, and then basically through the favor of the Creator, I was released. Because it's like through these experiences, you're learning not to give up. You're learning why these experiences like shape and mold you into something greater, how to be fearless upon your journey, how to cherish those moments and not knowing if you'll see this person again. So it's like, I would even share with my family, I'm like, yo, I realize, and there's some of us that's like this, you are the one that are shaping and changing the reality of your experience. You are the one in your family that is showing, trying to share and express it. There's a different way of life. You know, we can live this way. We don't need all these things. Or you think we need money, but really it's a lot of things you can do without it. And then even when you do have it, you'll see the importance of, you know, the balance and, you know, those things, and learning that, you know, knowledge and having certain wisdom of things is more important than any riches. And so that's what Spirit was showing me on my journey, like how the memories that I self-reflect on with people, how much it has impacted and had a ripple effect on them. And that's what we really have to really look at. Like, are we creating memories to where when we do leave this earth, and when it's our moment to be called, we can leave in that, you know, having that peace and leave in glory, rather than, you know, not, some of us, you know, no longer being in that place where the focus is so much on leaving in the place of like shame. And so, man, if anything I share, like, on my journey, I have so many memories to where, beautiful memories where this is so much gratitude and satisfaction. And that's what is really, for me, is more about right now, is that what are we doing in our moments to actually, what type of legacy we want to leave for ourselves and our children's children, and then for other kids that, that will see this message and to come, and when I'm no longer here, because most people don't really speak about certain things like that, but I'm like, it's a part of the experience. That's what nature teaches us about. You go out in nature, you're seeing things that, that has to do this to, survive, or in a way, or to live. But also, again, those things will wither away. The seasons change. And so that is a reflection of what happens with us, and what's internalized, but it's also mirrored to us outwardly to show us that we are a part of a cycle here. And so, man, let me tell you, like, I'm just grateful. Man, create memories, man. Release the resentment towards yourself and other people. Forgive, love yourself. That's how we bring healing to this world and to humanity. Love on yourself, and you'll realize that you'll open more doorways and open portals, and you'll come to the realization that there's infinite possibilities. And then those things come back around. Certain things will come back around. You'll be like, oh, like, you think that someone has forgotten about you the whole time. You have people watching right now. People are watching you. And most importantly, by you not giving up, it is inspiring someone. By you simply just breathing, it is inspiring the next person. By you not giving up as a mother, as a parent, or whatever you're doing, by you not giving up in these moments, is, in a way, it's showing Spirit is going to pour more into your life. See, this has shown me that how more self-reliant and those moments showed me how I had to rely on self, or how I had to rely on my inner guidance, how I had to rely on being self-sufficient in that time. That's what it was teaching me, as anything in nature has to learn what it is to become self-reliant. That goes to, like, even a mother bird pushes the baby birds out of the nest at some point, or certain things have to learn to live with itself. And see, that's really teaching us now how humanity has been in this loop of being so dependent on certain things and resources. So that can either cause people to, go in this uproar, create chaos, or those that, again, give yourself a pat on the back, because even through this phase and through these changing moments, these ever-changing moments, you became self-sufficient. You're reliant on, staying grounded, loving on yourself. And so that the Most High and the Creator sees those things, in those moments where you could have did something and then you chose not to because of, you chose to rest, or you chose your well-being, you chose to nurture yourself. And, and see, that's the importance of why it is that we're just getting prepared for greater. We're getting prepared for more beautiful experiences. We're learning now to see the importance of, and like to reflect on these growths. Like this growth of, man, just, it's really a celebration. Like, the more I self-reflect, I'm grateful even for the support and non-support, because it's really just showed me that it was me all along. Had I not, like, wanted to take those risks with people, And then some of these circumstances, I was sharing with people, like, you know, it was certain moments that this person had the money, and then I'd be like, man, no, let's just do this. Let's just go create memories. Let's just, you know. But now, in these moments, the tables can turn to where this person may come into this, and then you're able to help this person. And see, it's showing like we're here to be of service. But man, let me tell you, nature is undefeated in anything. If you ask me, it's crazy. That's why I'm so glad the world is changing, man, because and a lot of this stuff with like how money has, oh gosh, it's really driving people wild, bro. Like nature is everything we need here comes from nature. It's like it's free. So it's like, why y'all? Why do you need to pay to be in a national park? I'm like, what's so, you know, why? I don't even want to go into depth about that, bro. It's so funny. One of the places I used to go meditate by was the Oakland Zoo. And Spirit led me there. And I would go up to this hill and meditate. Or just go up there and I could see the whole Bay Area. I could see, you know, all the water. I can see San Francisco. I can see all these, you know, just see everything going. That's what I would see. That's one thing I was learning no matter where I went. This is the importance of nature. You'll see how nothing matters but just being still or just being in that moment. Man, I would just be on that hill like, dang, bro, where they going so fast? And see, even when I was out there, you know, in certain parts in the city, what they call the city, like, people would be going so fast. It's like they were going nowhere fast. They were in a rush to go nowhere fast. Nature shows you how everything is just going with the flow. Everything in nature is just, I'm telling you, man, I remember moments where like I sit up there, I'm like, dang. No, bro, I know I didn't come here to work for nobody. I'd rather be out here. I'd rather just see the birds. I ain't the only one. Man, look, I'll be on that hill and just see the birds. Then the funny thing about this, I remember like they used to have cars lined up just to go to see animals behind cages. Make it make sense. Who's the real animals here? Who's the real control freaks here? These animals once lived. All lions, everything. Panthers are in Tennessee. Carolina Panthers are there in North Carolina. All these things lived. What do you think the Amazon is? Everything lived here. But what came in? Who came in and wanted to control? That's why I say I be speaking about money and certain stuff. It's the illusion of control. It has turned humanity and people into animals. It's turned them into something they don't even, to no return for some people. I was out there in Cali, bruh. Like, I love the vibe. I love the people in the Bay or just in these places. Start realizing, like, bruh, they were calling me slow. Because I was from the South. I was like, bruh, let me tell you something. I'm okay with that. Because they going to all these cities, people just stay on the go. I'm like, y'all going nowhere fast. I would see these cars. People was out there like, yo, it's a whole nother world. I be telling people, when you go to a certain place, it's a whole nother world, whole nother vibe, whole nother frequency. They on a whole new level on certain places, man. Best thing you can do in certain places is just breathe. Breathe and mind your business. But I'm being real, man. Like, one thing, certain places just, connections is just forever. It's like from a soul. But let me tell you, man, I had to go out to these places to see how much in essence, how we're all connected, but how I am to remind people of the essence of who they are through love, through the experiences that you have. It was no way I could live in certain places because energetically, it's not meant for me. That's what we have to learn. Energetically, some people are at places to where you only meant to be in a place for certain moments. And then you're called to shift. One thing I learned about me is like my ancestors, they were nomads. And those that aren't familiar with that, these are people that traveled. They were nomadic, or they loved to, they would live by rivers. And then when they knew that the river someday will rise, they would travel to other places. But they knew the importance of living by water because water was the source of everything. Water gave life to everything. This is why you see the battle of, the pipeline in certain places like South Dakota, North Dakota. And then you're seeing like the dams and a lot of this stuff being built and thrown up and built in so many places. Because that's, in essence, it's like some of us that are here that are familiar with the rainbow prophecy, some of us that are here that are in tune with our indigenous nature, is that our ancestors, they were warriors. They fought for these very things because they lived off the land. It's not to say, everything's gonna return to how they once did things. No, but it's to show us that wisdom and knowledge was passed through us for us to see the importance of why they honored the water. Why they knew and honored the land and respect the land and the animals. And, that's a part of honoring nature, was a part of honoring the divine feminine. They knew it cannot be controlled. You cannot manipulate nature. But you see man trying to manipulate weather and all these other things. And again, that's a part of their own self-destruction. See, when we go out in nature, we're learning to reconnect with the essence of who we truly are and what connects us to Source, the Creator. Or the Great Spirit, as the ancestor would say. And see, these are things you learn through other cultures, where also everything connects us. Everything, yeah. We're connected to all these things. That's a part of me even having the knowledge of, even being in the shelter. I had the knowledge, the sister and I, we came upon this museum. I'm like, what? In Golden, Colorado. And then even going through this museum, I think they call him Buffalo Bill or somebody, and then seeing the connection between him and the great, the chief Sitting Bull. And then seeing his headdress in there. Seeing certain things in these museums. And I'm like, why is this stuff hidden? Then you're seeing like, oh, you got to pay. You got to pay for some shit. Again, that's our ancestors. You have to pay to go to these museums. You have to pay to go see somebody play sports. You have to pay. That's ridiculous. No. See, the thing about what's important to learn about your ancestral history, or knowledge of your ancestors, to see how everything came to be to this moment. And see, that's a part of learning the knowledge and reconnecting with our roots, and so we can still honor them through our experience here. See, that's why they honored and knew nature was important. They saw the signs. Nature would communicate to them. They saw the signs. They were given visions. They were given prophecy. They knew that certain things would come upon the land, just as it will and come. They knew certain things are going to happen, because as we reconnect with nature, as we heal internally, then therefore nature can heal itself. And see, this is the beauty of knowing and seeing how certain things have played out to this very moment. See, a lot of shit is not in harmony with nature. This is why things are happening in the world. This is why Mother Nature is going to fight back. She's going to push back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm walking in seeing fucking masks on the ground. No one's gonna tell me how to live when my ancestors knew that I live off the land. If I honor my body, if I drink water, you know, if I, you know, herbs and just basically certain things that I know that I could heal my body through everything out of nature, or through, you know, honoring the Great Spirit. So this is a part of us reconnecting with our ancestors, because they connect with us and let us know, like, look, do you know you can heal yourself, right? And so by a part of nature, you know, Mother Nature fighting back, because again, I go back to the judgment that's going to happen. This is all like, these are like, this stuff that's coming to the land is all a part of prophecy, man. But I still share with y'all that nature shows us that. You know, it's like you messed up, you fucked up. You cannot manipulate something that's the natural flow of things. That's just like I share with y'all, like women and men. It's like you have to realize like how certain stuff that we put into our bodies, or certain things chemically or whatever it is, has tried to alter our DNA or alter certain things in our body. Like, it's just like manipulating the body. So when we go out in nature, it shows us that. For instance, with turpentine. See, some people know turpentine to be something you can use for paint products. But turpentine is something that also can help and heal the body. This is the same dripping stuff that you see that come from pine trees. One thing I realized when we were at that moment living, you know, going to the Colorado River, the further you go up into the springs or up into the hills, that water is fresh. That water has minerals in it. You know, natural water that's untainted. So before, like, I would taste the water in the store. Again, this is water. Again, if you look at the back of certain things, it would tell you like, oh, fluoride or certain stuff. I was like, why you need to put this in the water? So, and then the closer you get to the city, you realize like people got to realize through these pipes, there's so much stuff that's going through there. That's why you can see certain stuff floating on the water. But I would get the water jugs and actually fill them up during that moment, like, and I'm telling you, some of the best water I ever taste. You're like, this crazy, okay, but people drink water from a place not knowing that it's been tampered with, or the same water through the sink water is like water that, again, if you know, are connected to these wastewater treatments, which I had to do one time when I was younger, like see how certain places in the hood, these water is regenerated through certain things. And I'm like, wow. So let me tell you folks, this has been an attack on humanity, or even just people. It's so much to where, again, when we are learning the importance of why nature and why we are connected to everything, is when we learn to see the awareness on how we are a part of the ascension in healing ourselves and Mother Gaia, which is Mother Earth, or, you know, or healing the divine feminine aspect and honoring the divine masculine. So, again, this is why a lot of us are tapping into our ancestral roots and knowledge, which is so vital right now. So don't get fooled and bamboozled by people that are living unhappily in these big ass houses, or unhappily with all this money, or whatever, this illusion of fame. Again, knowledge is infinite. And a lot of stuff, as much as people want to pull the wool, when a lot of these things soon enough that will not become accessible, then eventually tables will turn to where people that know how to grow certain things, people that know how to farm the land, people that know how to create and innovate new things, and so forth, and honor the land. See, this knowledge and this wisdom is given, is bestowed, and these codes are given to the light barriers, those that are going to bring forth healing to the world. And see, that even goes more to, if you look at the news and certain stuff, they're pushing fear, but they're not pushing health. And we know health is wealth. They're not pushing, oh, eat this and, fast, or, drink some warm tea and, stay hydrated. I tell people two important things: staying hydrated and resting. Okay? You notice that's not the focus, but you're hearing it first. And see, you're coming from a world that, again, of things that have been programmed to go, 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 but not rest. This was the part of honoring the feminine, honoring the cycles of life, honoring the seasons. Then hydration. Again, water is the most important thing. Your body is mostly made up of water. Hydration. Now you have to look at a people, even our ancestors, certain things that you learn how, even them drinking, the abuse of alcohol or certain drugs or certain things. This is not to judge anybody what they do. I always tell people, I'm like, bro, you call it a hangover because you're drinking so much to where that alcohol has hung over the night before to the next rising. So therefore, how much or whatever you intake, just as much as you eat, you need to drink as much water. Just as much as you drink alcohol or whatever it is you put into your body. Again, if you got more alcohol in your body than you got water, what energy will you have? Again, oxygen, breathing, water, molecules, cells. So this goes back to nature. Everything, this is why the focus is so much is on like water and resting. So when we get more rest, we're able to get more downloads. We're able to receive the wisdom and the visions and connections between ourselves and the creator and source. This goes all the way to where our ancestors knew even when people were going to arrive here. And then it goes to the fact of even how, again, the water. They lived near water because they knew it was a resource. They knew it was important. They knew it was vital. So you have to see the focus on how, if even me being out in, I was seeing certain stuff float up to the water. I was like, wow. If the world is changing in certain places, you're going to see certain stuff start to surface. It's changing, man. Things have to be wiped from this world, the wickedness. It's like a cleansing. But again, go out in nature. Spirit reveals some things to you. Just sit there, lay there. Whatever you're going to do, nature will show you everything. Those that are in tune, go by the beach. A lot of stuff that connects us to our ancestors and what they've experienced. Because they're here. I'm going to tell you now. They not only live through us, they run through our veins, but they here. The veil has been lifted, if you know what I mean. They here. Bruh. Nah, but I love you guys. And again, the more in tune you get with yourself, you realize that nature will teach you, as above, so below, how we're a part of this, this regeneration of life, this cycle. All the answers and everything that we're seeking is there. I'm telling you, one of the most beautiful things I always do is like I just go out and look at the stars, the ancestors, or I go look up, and it just reminds me of, okay, That Earth, Wind, and Fire song, keep your head to the sky. You know, the stars will teach you like what's happening here. And then just something again you will not learn in school. Well, in those schools and universities, this is why you're seeing things change as well. This is why a whole new everything is changing, because we're going to be creating our own everything. It's nothing that can be stopped. It's just our moment to reign. That's what's happening. We are in authority now. We are the powers that be now. The healers, the lovers, the lights, the beauty, the alchemists. You know, just it's amazing, man. But just have fun doing it. You know, and realize that we're in the spiritual warfare. And just call back your energy to yourself at night. And enjoy these moments. Enjoy this experience. Peace and blessings. Shalom. I'm all up in you. Okay. All right. I love y'all. Infinite love and light.